maybe you get in that long-term relationship and it wasn't good for you. Went left, but now you learn from your mistakes. But stop being so focused on the mistakes. Now, I'm not saying just go straight in like a crash dummy. Don't have any doubt behind your actions. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying a lot of guys are too focused on the negative that they would never live like. There's so many guys on YouTube that come in these comment sections. They'll have so much stuff to say. But you ask them, when was the last time you went on a date? Have you ever been on a date? A lot of these guys gonna say no. What is good with y'all today? Basically, aka Cole Brown Official. And today we are talking about the self-improvement scam. And I kind of touched on this before, but I'm gonna go more into depth because I fell for this trap, man. Putting off my dating life and saying, oh, I'm on my grind. And really, I was just making excuses. And I don't want you guys to make excuses. And a lot of times you'll find somebody online that will let you make an excuse. They say, oh, you're taking a year off of dating. Or you might want a long-term relationship. But then you listen to somebody like Casey and he says, long-term relationships don't work. So you shouldn't get in a long-term relationship. And I said, like, that's the equivalent of saying, oh, you want to start a business? A lot of businesses fail, right? So don't do it. Don't waste your time. But I'm telling you, like, just because somebody else couldn't find a long-term relationship that they're happy in, that doesn't mean you can't find that. Just because another dude had to take a whole year off of dating and it worked out for him doesn't mean taking a whole year off of dating is going to work for you like top tier man. And I will say this stuff and people are like, oh, Cole, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. Look at his subscribers. Look at yours. What does that have to do with anything? Listen to my message, right? Because we can say, look, he grew his subscriber count so high. Wow, in such a short time. That's really good. But it's like, but listen to his message. Will that work for you? Like I said, top tier man, he works sales. So when he was working on his social skills. If you don't do sales, if you're a construction worker, if you're a truck driver, if you're a mechanic, whatever you may be, you're not working on your social skills. And we live in a very lonely generation. So to go a whole year without dating is terrible advice when it comes to improving your dating life, especially when a guy talks about dating so much, but then he would encourage you to take a year off. What sense did that make? What sense did that make? And I went into the live and I said, what about a cheap date? He's like, you don't understand life. I'm saying, what do you... See, and a lot of insecure men, he'll come at you like that and you say, oh, I don't understand life. Oh, maybe I need to listen to this guy. But I said, no, I don't think he understands. People have different perspectives and people live in different ways, right? Because some guys have a lot of stuff going on and they still make time for dating. Like I told y'all, man, I used to get coaching from Austin Dunham, mainly on like calisthenics, because I was really focused on like trying to be a personal trainer and I wanted to learn a lot about calisthenics so I could separate myself from most guys, that were coaching people. Then Austin kind of went more towards dating. I kind of got out his coaching once he got more into the dating. But he told me he was making the most money when he was sleeping with the most women. Yeah, he was like, man, I was seeing a new girl every single day. I just managed my time very well. And, some guys would be like, well, guys can't manage their time. And once they start dating a woman, they lose track. They lose their focus. That's something you have to figure out. That's something you have to manage. And I will tell you this right now. A lot of times the heartbreak, that can take you to a different level. That can take you to a different level. And I've seen many guys say this, whether with Jitty on, 3 different streamers say this. Like, once I got my heart broken, I really locked in. But see, you will listen to the dating coaches and say, oh, avoid these women. Don't date these women. You need to take a year off. You need to do this. You need to do that. Don't get in a long-term relationship. Sometimes that long-term relationship that doesn't work out, will you really break your heart? Will she really break your heart? That might take you to the next level. See, you guys are so worried about getting hurt. Sometimes that hurt might be the best thing that ever happened to you. You just don't realize it. Y'all guys are so worried about messing up and stuff going wrong that you're not even living life. That's what I'm saying. Stop listening to these guys that are making you comfortable with your situation right now. And that's why my channel might not be growing the fastest. Because a lot of guys probably used to tune in. I might really critique you and you don't like what I say. You might not like it when I say, bro, you coping. A lot of guys aren't going to like that. A lot of guys aren't going to like it when you put them in the fire. I remember when I got coaching, I talked about this before. I got a consultation from Arquette too. The Saint Center, shout out to him. And I remember after the consultation, he kind of got on me about how I speak. Because I kept saying, I ain't going to lie, you feel me? And all these filler words. And he kind of got on me like, you need to work on that. And I was thinking like, bro, I pay all this money for this consultation. And now you, but he told me exactly what I needed to hear. And in the moment, I didn't like it because it hurt. It hurt when you've been working on your speech. You grew up with speech impediment. You think you come a long way. And now you got this dude that you pay for a consultation. Now he critiquing how you speak. So I felt some type of way. But in the long run, I'm saying, I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he did that. So a lot of times what you need to be doing, it might not feel the best in the moment. And that's why a lot of guys, they're going to keep listening like guys like Casey, that we just blame the woman. We just blame everything on female nature. Yeah, you're not doing anything wrong. You're the perfect man. It's a female nature. Yeah, it's a female nature. Blame everything on female nature. But if it's all about female nature, how are the guys happy in long-term relationships? And I would even say this, man, a lot of guys aren't meant for long-term relationship. I think this goes men and women, right? And I heard Ty Lopez say this a while ago. He said, I believe he said there's 3 different types of men. This is what he's seen. He said, there's that one guy, he absolutely hates long-term relationships. If he's with a woman long-term, he's going to be unhappy. Then you have that second guy, he does okay in the long-term relationships. Sometimes he likes long-term relationships. Sometimes he kind of wishes he was single. And he said you got that third group where guys are just thrilled and they want to be in a long-term relationship. They're loving their woman and they could be with that woman for 40, 50 years and they just enjoy the whole thing. So you have to know what type of man you are. See, but a lot of these guys that aren't long-term men, they get with these women that aren't long-term either. And then they tell you that long-term relationships are impossible. They make no sense. Don't even waste your time on them. And then you guys listen. Then you gotta listen and just blame it on female nature. No, women are difficult, so you can't do a long-term relationship. A lot of shit is gonna be difficult. But if you want a long-term relationship, then go find you a long-term relationship. But first you gotta make sure you're ready for that. Right? If you want to be a business owner, figure out how to be a business owner. Stop saying, oh, it's hard, so there's no point in doing it. Because if someone told you that, you would say, man, that person's a goofball. They living life too scared. But if you scared to get in a relationship, oh, that's completely different, right? That's completely different, right? No, just figure out how to do something. Stop being so focused on the negative outcome. Like I said, that held me back for a very long time, man. When I was playing football in high school, I'd run the route, break somebody. In my head, I'm already thinking about dropping the ball before they even throw it. Stop writing yourself off. Stop thinking about the worst case scenario. And this is why I come on here and I tell you guys the full story. I tell y'all stuff like my personal business. I done came on here before and told y'all, look, man, I was insecure about this. I told y'all, man, this girl did me like this. I done told y'all all types of stuff. And I come on here and I tell y'all real stories. Even if, certain people seen the videos, it might make me uncomfortable. I'm saying that's fine. Because a lot of guys learn from my videos. A lot of guys hit me up like, dude, I can relate. I done been through that. So that's why I come on here and I share everything, man. You guys really got to realize that a lot of these guys come online and they just sharing what they know. They's telling you what worked for them. But just because it worked for them, that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So when you listening to a Casey, when you listening to a top tier man, when he says something like you should take a year off dating, ask yourself, is that truly best for me to take a year off dating if I'm already struggling with dating? Because these guys have this mindset that you need to wait until later in life. Wait till your late 20s. Wait till your 30s. You got to build yourself up to qualify yourself for a woman. You shouldn't be having sex if you can't afford a family. They say all this stuff. But who knows how long it's going to take to be able to afford a family, especially in this economy. Because who knows, you might drop dead in 3 weeks from now. You might drop dead 3 months from now. And this whole time your life would just work. Dog, you just need to learn how to manage your time. That's what you need to do. Like I said, man, Austin Dunham told me that when he was sleeping with the most women, that's when he was making the most money. Because he knew how to manage his time. After this time, oh, she got to go by this time. And you have to stick to that. You have to stick to that. Or maybe you get in that long-term relationship and it wasn't good for you. Shit went left. But now you learn from your mistakes. But stop being so focused on the mistakes. Now, I'm not saying just go straight in like a crash dummy. Don't have any thought behind your actions. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying y'all, a lot of guys are too focused on the negative that they will never live life. There's so many guys on YouTube that come in these comment sections, they'll have so much stuff to say. But you ask them, when was the last time you went on a date? Have you ever been on a date? A lot of these guys gonna say no. A lot of these guys, you say, when was the last time you went on a date? It's been a very long time. Stop living your life online, bro. Stop living your life in these comment sections. Go get outside. Joining the guys' Discord where y'all chat up in the Discord all day, that's not good enough. Go outside, go on dates, live life. Do the shit that scares you, bro. And that's why when I moved to Atlanta, bro, I'm telling you guys right now, the transformation is gonna be something crazy. I can see it right now. It's gonna be something crazy. And like I said, I already had a couple negative words spoken to me already through a lot of family members. But I'm not concerned about it. Because I know, we all know this. The people you hang around, you become more like those people. And the guy I'm moving out with, well, I'm gonna have a couple roommates. But when my friend told me he was moving to Atlanta, I said, count me in, because I know this brother for a long time. I knew him since he was 6 years old. And one thing about him, he might be scared to do something, but he gonna do it. That's why I got a lot of respect for this man. Knew this man since he was 6 years old, and I ain't never seen him back down from anything. Even a lot of guys, if I say like, oh, let's put on gloves, he gonna put on those gloves, even if he was scared. We went sparring. He been coming and sparring with me. And I remember that 2 weeks ago, we was at the gym. And one of the dudes at the gym, he come up to my homie, and he's like, hey, you haven't been at the boxing gym. You should come on Saturday and spar. And my homie like, yeah, we can do that. Like, I'm down. And then the dude looks at me, he like, I don't want to spar you, though. I seen you good. And I told the homie, I'm like, he low-key disrespecting you right now. Like, he come up to you saying, I want to spar you. Like, you look like you going to be easy match. Man, my homie beat the brakes off that man in sparring. He beat the brakes off that man in sparring. But he was all up on the ropes like, oh. I said, that was his ass kid. He was disrespecting the homie. But I tell you guys that to say this, man. Get around the people that gonna work. Get around the people that aren't afraid to live life. Because I was around so many scary people for such a long time. So many bullshitting ass motherfuckers for such a long time that shit was holding me back. Dog, I remember one of my roommates, we would go out to eat. And he was scared to ask the server for some ketchup. Like, that's the type of motherfuckers I was around for so long. You don't think that shit rubs off on you? I promise it does. That's why I don't want to be around no pussy shit, bro. And even the homie, he might have been scared. Like, dude, the homie's like 150 something. I'm 180 something. The other dude, my other friend we sparred with, he's like 200 something. He's still gonna put on them gloves with no hesitation. He might be scared in his head, but he's still gonna put on those gloves. And he's still gonna work. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be moving a lot. He rolling around the ring like Floyd Mayweather, trying to keep his distance, but he's still gonna get in that ring and he gonna work. And that's the type of people you gotta be around. That's the type of people you gotta keep being around. Because a lot of you guys, you ain't hanging out with nobody. You hanging out with a whole bunch of losers. Then you come online and you listen to some more losers. And then wonder why you don't get the life you want. God damn it, dog. I'm gonna live the life I want to, bro. And I'm telling y'all right now, when I get around the motherfuckers that really hustle, y'all gonna see a complete difference, bro. I'm telling you guys, bro. Give this shit like 18 months. Give this shit like 2 years. I'm gonna be on a different fucking level, bro. I promise you guys. You can be on a different fucking level in a year, year and a half, 2 years if you get around the right people. If you get around the right people and you listen to the right messaging. And that's what I had to realize, bro. I kept listening to losers. I was watching guys like KC where they always worried about, oh, the negative and negative, negative. I don't want no negative shit around me, dog. And I'm not saying we can't talk about female nature. And some guys will say, oh, he's not being negative. No, he is being negative. Because he's saying long-term relationships don't work. See, if I'm talking about long-term relationships, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to say most of the women in America are trash. Most men in America are trash. We live in a low culture. We live in an upside-down culture. So the qualities of people is really going downhill. But if you really want a long-term relationship, you can find one, I promise you. You know, I heard Quint say this a long time ago. Shout out to the Saint. He said, he remember when he was used to be in college. And, you know, there wouldn't be too many women at the party. And then guys would be like, man, this is a sausage fest. And then they would leave the party. He like, I was never worried about the ratios of the men to women, because I knew there was enough women for me to get something in there. You know? There might not be enough women for everybody, but there's enough women for me. There's enough women for the guys that are really gonna go get after it. And that's the type of mindset you have to have. See, a lot of you guys are too worried about all the other bullshit. Y'all looking at all the negatives. Focus on the positive. If there's somebody winning, why can't you win? Stop focusing on why, hey, oh, the average man is a loser. The average man, we so focused on, oh, 80% of men are struggling. Stop being that 80%. Stop being that 80% then. And a lot of you guys, when I say don't be that 80%, y'all just gonna think it's about money. Y'all think it's just gonna be about money and status. No, it's about developing yourself, knowing yourself, being authentic, finding hobbies. Stop being a pussy. Because I promise you, when you're really comfortable in who you are, dog, that woman's gonna feel your energy. And that's why I always talk about body game, because you have to go through some type of sacrifice. You have to build that body up. And I say, you know, that physique gonna turn into a freak. You know, shout out to Ron, man. Shout out to Ron. Because I feel like I haven't said that enough when it comes to body game. Shout out to Ron, man. But man, y'all, now I'm telling you guys, you need to lock in, bro. You need to lock in, and when you lock in, you still have time for dating. You just have to learn how to manage your time. Man, I'm ready. I'm ready. This next year, these next 2 years, I'm gonna be on a different fucking level, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm gonna be on a different level because I'm not hanging around with no losers. Everybody around me gonna be a go-getter, bro. I hung around the wrong motherfuckers for too long. For too long. Stop listening to negative messaging and really think about this shit, bro. When a guy's saying like, oh, you should take a year off dating, really ask yourself, did that make sense for me? It made sense for him, but does it really make sense for me? When a guy's saying long-term relationship doesn't work, you got to ask yourself, are you a long-term relationship type guy? Because these guys will say it won't work for you because it wouldn't work for them. But you not them. You can dig down deeper. You might be a completely different type of person than a Casey. So, man, that's all I got for y'all today. And that's why I try to focus on things that every man can get on. When I talk about body game, every man can get on body game. Every man can take that first step in really improving their life by building up their body. Now, we might be all on different levels when it comes to the body game. And honestly, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to get on the juice. You don't have to be 8% body fat. You don't have to hop on a bodybuilding stage. You don't have to lift 400 pounds. It's not about all that, man. It's about just improving your health. It's about having that Greek god physique, you know, trying to get around 13% body fat. But when you take off your shirt, she looking at you like, damn, he different. Because a lot of you guys think you got to be these extremes because we see the people on Instagram and social media where they photoshopping their photos and their videos and shit. Yeah, motherfuckers photoshopping their videos. It's crazy. We look at those guys and think we have to get to that. No, you don't have to go to those extremes. You don't even have to get on the level I am. I'm telling you guys, if you a guy that's at 25% body fat, you will get a lot more women attracted to you just if you get down to 12%, 13%. Hell, some of you guys might just need to get down to 15% and you will notice a huge difference. So that's why I try to focus on things that apply to everybody. Every man should be in shape. And that's why I talk about the body game so much. Like I said, shout out to Ron, man. But a lot of these guys, they will use what worked for them and really won't think about their audience at all. So you have to be very careful about that, man. But they haven't put enough thought into it, man. And a lot of you guys, when I critique certain people, y'all get y'all panties in a bunch. Like, really think about the shit and stop having your feelings so involved with everything. What actually makes sense for you? I ain't selling anything. There's nothing in my links, in my bios, whatever you want to say. There's nothing in them. So the least you could do is hit the like button. But that's all I got for y'all today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.